Hey, what's up? Hello. It's been a minute since I've been on the show. But yeah, I was not. I didn't realize. I did not think I would be recording. I don't know. I sometimes been feeling like in flow with sitting and recording because I've been such in motion and flow and go. But in the midst of that, I got stopped in my tracks to come sit and record this message and channeling that's coming through. So, babe, yeah, I'm happy to be sitting here. It took me a minute to get situated, but we are here, okay? Um, and yeah, so I'm just sitting and grounding and tuning more into what there is calling of me to share and express through me from spirit. Um, and one of the major things that has been coming through is hello, little wolf. Are you chilling with us? Take it easy. Maybe that's it. Like fear is one of the things that I didn't realize I'm sitting in the midst of lost because this elderberry tree is behind me. We're going to though. No, they're not they're not worried about it. But yeah, like moving through fear and things that have been holding you back from moving forward to that next phase of your life, you are being called so high right now. I don't know if you know how deeply and highly you are being called to elevate. And with that elevation, you're being asked to shed and really reflect on what needs to be shed and truly let go. Like what is old and stagnant energy that is just lingering and harboring your potential energy from moving into your manifestation and what you're calling into your life. And so really sitting and honoring those parts of you. Hi. Okay. Well, look at that. Interventions all around.
Okay, I think it's important to note that I kept saying interventions when I meant interceptions, and typically interventions are kind of promoting you to a better outcome. So I don't know. I just felt like that was needed to be noted. Okay, carry on. Bye bye.
And I think that that is showing that there's so much resistance and blockages that are like coming through, surfacing that's being revealed to you of what actually needs to be like really truly moved to release and integrated. Like the integration is the most important part because otherwise you're going to continue to just rehash the same cycle, the same lessons, and right, like we're trying to break the cycle here. So that's really like what's coming through with this, especially with the the full moon eclipse, that's taking place. Like this energy is very intense, very strong. I'm sure you feel it, that you are being called, you are being shaken, and with like your guides, your spirit within is really shaking you up to say like take that next step. You know, you've pondered about it too long. Take those next steps, and those next steps that are just really going to lead you to your higher self, to your higher timeline, and you can really start quickly jumping timelines. Once you like get that energy and motion and flow, it builds, right? It compounds, and you can really use that momentum to propel you in the direction that you're really trying to go. And yeah, but with that comes, all of the radical acceptance and honesty with self and um, in what in your witnessing uh, and being in your witness consciousness rather than your victimhood or the lower vibrational things, right? Moving through those stagnant energies of shame and anger and fear. And it's not that those are bad, you know. We those are part of our makeup for a reason. They're there to guide and protect us and keep us safe and to express ourselves, right? And there's, you know, a balance with that, and there's an unhealthy balance in the ways that we can cope and express ourselves in those ways and right like rage and all the things and we can um, just really uh, react to those energies um, in a way that's really imbalanced and not aligned to the way that you really want to be showing up. And so with that is recognizing that energy that's been coming through and what is being called of you to see within yourself that why is it there, you know, um, why is it truly there. And how can you come in harmony with it? Like, how can you get in balance with that and give it grace and hold space for it and honor it and appreciate it and let it know its time and place as well, and also commune with it in a way that you can channel it in a healthy way, right? You can channel your anger and rage into something like creation, right? You can use that energy of pain and anger and hurt and rage, and that is how most creators create. It's through those lower vibrational experiences and transmuting that. And so, if you've been feeling called to express in that way, you feel fine. Do it, because you're only going to grow from that. Like you won't regress in a way that like when you're speaking your truth and honoring your past and your experiences and what you've been through and really just walking in that and having a sense of self and centeredness and finding like that the empowerment within that along with like releasing and letting go and really like recognizing and finding out what those things truly are for you. Because everyone's like things are going to be different and subjective. And finding out what those specific things are that like are really blocking you and keeping you from really like jumping over those hurdles and keeping that lead and getting through that muddiness that's holding you back. And kind of being like the ultimate you, the next you that is going to break free from this this cocoon, you know. And with that, you know, like you're in this chrysalis process, and there's going to be parts of you that you're going to leave behind. There's not everything from the caterpillar goes to the butterfly. There's going to be parts of you that have to get left behind. There's parts of you from your old self that are going to get integrated into the new blossoming you. And it takes a lot of awareness with that and release, right? Because in that process, um, spirit is really the energy behind that is out of our control, that is building and creating and manifesting that fruition. We put in our part of doing the work and reflection, and the rest will unfold for us as it should. Yeah, this is like an incubation period where you're being rebirthed, you're being reborn, and this is not the first time that you're going through this rebirth process. Um, it's you've been here, you understand what you need to do to get through it and to come out on the other side more well-rounded and whole and integrated. Integration is really huge here. Um, because with that integration, you can continue to build and integrate further with new lessons, right? We want new lessons and new understandings and new levels of awareness for us so we can really come into more harmony and peace and joy and those higher vibrational things of just being and walking in love and moving in our day, the day to day, in love and peace, and trying to keep that as our baseline, right? Like we're not always going to be there. We're humans at the end of the day. Like we are within this human experience, and so we're going to get imbalanced at times. Like our role is not to be perfect, to be at 100% or the highest vibration at all times. You know, we need the contrast and we need the duality to be able to witness the totality of the experience of this realm of our capability of being a spirit, feeling and existing and living about this time reality and getting to look through our karma and lessons and like live that dharma. So yeah, you're being called higher and higher, and like with that, the blockages and everything, the distractions are being you like those are one of the things that have to be eliminated. However you're choosing to distract yourself and consume your time, consumption is a big thing here. Like you're being called to shift from that consumption state to a present and creative state. And to be in a creative state, you have to be centered. You have to be centered in a way that you're able to really tune into your authentic expression in that creation. The distractions, the way that you are diverting your focus from your practice and the things that you know if you did would get you to those spaces that you're trying to get to. And here, no, no, he's fine. We're good. Um, yeah, this has just been like a beautiful like unraveling. You are like really reaching your highest timeline. Like that's exciting. Come on. You are allowing yourself to get uncomfortable and step out into the world more and to find who you are in that realm and that world and um, yeah, and really recreating yourself. I'm gonna read. Sorry. Um, okay. Well, so I'm gonna start with Moonology. Some of these are flipped. Well, okay. The ones that are flipped, I'm going to. I'm gonna take those. I don't know why those specific ones, but we know. We know. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Hold your vision. Come on. Six moons. And this is a Moonology deck. Your commitment is being tested. This is a time where you are being called to remain devoted to your vision here. Hold your vision. Surrender to the divine. Let it go. Let it flow. Like just do your part and let go. Release. Free fall. Allow yourself. And God's got you. Like you're gonna get caught in the most um, delicate and gentle, nurturing way and fruitful way. Like time to give rather than take. You need to give in and to give in a way that you're creating, right? You're giving onto this world what your personal creation, whatever that may be. You're very close to achieving your goal. So you have to keep pushing. Hold your vision. Surrender. It's like this is your time to commit and give into your process And like you're so close. You're like you're there. You're almost at the top. You're almost at the tippy top. Actually, I'm going to see what we need to surrender, and then we'll do the divine cleanse. It just feels very aligned for uh, this eclipse, season, and moving through Virgo season and everything. So let's see what else we need to surrender. Divine here. What is being called to surrender? Let's put it there again. Okay. That was saying and difficulties, but it's essential because, you know, okay, surrender to your intuition, surrender to the magic of who you are, your desire to control people, surrender procrastination, surrender to your full power, surrender the drama, surrender comparisons with other people, surrender your fear of change, and surrender to the wisdom of your body. So whatever you feel resonates there that you truly have been holding on to and needing to surrender, like surrender to your intuition and tune into that inner voice and your gut feelings that are there, the flashes of knowings and those moments that come through that are there to guide you. Like that is the more that you listen to that influence in a grounded way, um, the greater that influence becomes, right? You're building an momentum again even behind your intuition and listening to yourself and your inner guidance. And right, when someone feels heard, they're gonna speak more. So even with you, maybe you're learning to use your voice and even listen to yourself more. So yeah, surrender to your intuition, surrender to the magic of who you are, or who that magic is within you. We all have magic within us. Like that magic is within. Even in the mundane aspects of life, remember that you are a magical being with a uniqueness and worth that comes from just being you. Just being you. Your uniqueness, a unique gift, and your purpose and your creation that you have to bring to the world, what you have to bring that no one else can do quite like you. Quite like you. So surrender your procrastination and like now is the time to jump on a goal. Like now is the time to move forward with your intentions. Don't put it off any longer. Like take action and like that will lead you to take action and that will lead you to your success. Surrender any desire to control others. Like that can be sabotaging some of your dynamics here. Like focus on yourself and what you can control within and what you can just do within your own capacity and own expression without trying to manipulate others or the world around you. To more effectively achieve your goals, back off, regroup, and give the situation some breathing room here. It really just tap into yourself and what's being called of you, specifically. Surrender to your full power. Your life is calling for you to step into your full power rather than playing it small. Something tells me you played it small too long. Too long. Mm-mm. No longer. Surrender any drama. No matter how emotionally charged the situation, remain calm and don't contribute to the drama. Staying centered will help resolve the issues more quickly. So yeah, like pay attention to your reactivity here, like how you react versus respond to any situation that arises. Because the more that you practice that in the moment, the greater you become a more conscious individual that is leading their life rather than being led by their impulses and reactions. Surrender comparisons with other people. Like keep your eyes trained on yourself. Again, back to yourself. Like focus on you and your path and what you were being called to do. Don't compare. Don't integrate your vision with others that want to use a vision. Right? Like you remain true to you, your path and calling, and the rest will and what's meant to be on your path and attracted to you truly, genuinely, authentically will align itself and come into orbit. So focus on your own strength, attractiveness, and power here. Surrender your fear of change. The universe is reminding you that you are cared for always. Whether you're afraid of a change in your job, health, relationship, or you fear aging or death, repeat the affirmation: I have faith that all is well. I have faith that all is well. Again, release, surrender to the divine, release, all is well. Give it up to God. Give it up to the divine. All is well in my world. like, like really, our words are powerful here, and we have to be intentional with what we're speaking on our journey and what we're speaking on our where we're heading. Like God has got me. Remember that you are divinely guided and protected and led, and just leaning into the faith of your calling and your path. It feels so right. You're not harming anybody in that process. That's that's what you're intended to do here. Surrender to the wisdom of your body. Listen to your body's messages about a person or situation. If you feel physically drained or uncomfortable, be cautious. If you're energized and happy, move forward. So, really listening to the wisdom within and tuning in energetically and somatically with our body and really connecting that mind, body, spirit, really integrating the three to understand how you really truly feel about things, so you can move authentically in the world, and you're not operating just from preconditions or wiring, and you're really learning to kind of carve the new path, like forging the new pathways. You're forging new neural pathways within your system, within your nervous system, so that way your baseline becomes different. It becomes something that you want it to be, rather than something that was just your conditioning due to survival. And so, yeah, surrendering to the wisdom of your body. Your body's here to let you know what situations feel uncomfortable, and maybe tapping into uh, like the wisdom within that. What feels uncomfortable about it, and maybe it's something you've experienced before, or maybe it's just an intuitive hit, and just really tapping into the yeah whole spectrum of that, and trusting trusting your vision and your intuition again, and trusting the divine and getting clarity within that, grounding yourself in that, so you um so okay, two cups out. Beautiful. Isis, the goddess of magic. Queen Esther, the morning star. So Queen Esther, the morning star. My ego is in service of my soul, and I trust my soul's divine timing. Surrendering and trusting that divine timing, that you are being, that you will float into, the the portal, the pathway of just divine guidance. Like, you'll be carried to that. Isis, the goddess of magic, sexual energy is sacred. My pleasure is a prayer that brings me back to life. Ooh, so your sacral energy here, really that, like, those lower rooted energies, and really where your sacral is tied to, again, to your creativity, and finding a secure anchor, like within, like it's so associated with your root, needing that security and support, and then like having that sacral expression and creativity and sensuality and the senses and feeling. And so, yeah, my pleasure is a prayer that brings me back to life. So enjoy your life. Like, there's a quote that I have hanging in my bathroom. It says, "Life is not meant to be just endured; it's meant to be like enjoyed. Like laughter is necessary, and play, and through that play, like your inner child gets to come out, and more of that creation and those like those brainwaves, those little brainwaves keep coming through to allow you to like create and imagine more and tap into those higher realms within your imagination and those envisionments of how you may want to bring thoughts and some things from the ether from the divine, like from the realms that we can't uh, tangibly know or touch or anything, and bring it from something that no one can really describe to something that is like in front of us and we can feel it in some way and we can witness it in some way and it just really feels like you're being called to to do that for humanity, to do that for yourselves, um, to really honor yourself in the most divine way that you just navigate and move through this world exactly as you intend, under no one else's regime, under nothing. Like you are not limiting yourself anymore. You're moving through this path and journey completely different. And that's exactly why you're ending up in higher timelines and in different places because you're changing your way of being. You're changing your way of being. Like you can't like if you don't change like if nothing changes then nothing changes. So you're making these changes and you've been doing and putting in the work. You've been remaining committed and devoted, baby, to this process, this unraveling, and remaining true to trying to be the most honest, kind, authentic version of you that you can possibly be or express or show up as, right? And so that is huge. Like that is a huge service. Like you're being asked and called to be of service in a way that many don't quite understand really until they witness it. That many don't really see until the momentum and the effect of it is taking place. And so you really just have to step into it and show yourself and show the world um, who you are, what you can do, what you're here to express, what you're here to create. Mm, 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 mm. This is just really exciting, heightened energy here. Like you're being asked to elevate, to let go, and instead release, because you are about to propel so freaking far. Like you're not even gonna be able to recognize yourself. Like you won't even be able to recognize where you've just transported from to who you will become. And that is the like wild part about it. So that's why you're being asked to release because that releasing will allow things that you can't even imagine, right? It's going to be greater than you are envisioning. It's going to be outside of how you envision it because divine creation is way greater and vaster than we could ever even tap into. The truth of it, right? The reality of it. And it's that releasing expectation and ego and really just allowing things to unfold and you'll see that you still get the results you're looking for and even better. I'm like I don't know how else to express this the way that this feels coming through. Like it's just way better than you could have ever even known, truly. And you thought that you had to stay. I'm sorry, I'm learning. They just come right at me. I'd like to think it's because they think I'm a little sour. Here's the thing. Come back. You thought that where you were, but you were good there. You were good where you're at. Like a part of you is real content with just being where you are. But a different part of you was like, yo, hey, poke poke, hey, yo, what's up? What's up? Like, it's getting louder and louder. So that's why the change is necessary at this point and it's happening because you can't ignore that anymore. Like you know your truth. You can't ignore that within anymore. Trust yourself. Trust the divine. Trust what's coming through for you. It's for you. No one else is getting what's coming through for you. Nobody knows. And the thing is, if you don't act on it, and some other facet, someone else will, get those things that are coming through, and they'll express it, and hopefully that leads you to even expressing your truth even more, or you can be that catalyst with someone else, right? Like we're all here to connect and express our uniqueness and our truth, and it's really beautiful when we surrender to that, and this just feels so good overall. The energy and the channel for this. And I'm just pretty excited. Um, I actually brought my journal out here, but I didn't mean to bring. I brought my book and my journal, and I actually accidentally brought a dream journal too. Like this is in the mix with my stack next to my bedside, but I didn't mean to bring this down with me to record, but I did accidentally. So maybe it was an accident after all. Maybe someone is being called to, tap into their dreams and maybe even dream journal. Really tap into the messages and things that the wisdom that's coming through um, for through the dreams world, right? Because there might be lessons and things to integrate from there, and there might also be things that you envision or feel, or even a message that comes through that leads you to further expressing and creating your truth and finding out what that is. Um, and another thing, because it's inscribed on the front, in all things of nature, there's something of the marvelous, Aristotle. And so, yeah, maybe just seeing the allegories with nature, tapping into, your environment and the nature around you, and going out a little bit more, giving yourself more, a little bit more of that sacred stillness and time. And yeah, even me being like about the wasp flying around me every now and then. That allegory of, like I said, like fear. Even I'm still processing through like those motions of fear and my projection of what I think reality is versus what's really like taking place. Right? It's just a wasp flying by. Like at the end of the day, like I'm not hurt until I'm stung. But the fear I'm projecting, and me projecting that would be bringing more of that reality into possibility rather than me just chilling and not bringing and directing that energy to that other being and provoking it. Yeah. So recognizing how we interact with our environment and nature and every single thing around us, inanimate or not, everything is at play here. Everything is at play here. And again, like with that, just remaining grounded in your truth and yeah, it's just remaining grounded in your truth and whatever that is, and tapping into how spirit is trying to communicate with you specifically. Um, Again, my foot is asleep, so something with sleep and dreams, like you need to really tap into like what's happening with sleep and rest. And if you're getting enough rest, or maybe you're not getting enough rest and you're being woken up, throughout the night. Yeah, maybe there's like something going on with rest or sleep or your sleep cycle or getting into a sleep cycle or sleep rhythm. Um, and, resting earlier possibly and being able to wake up earlier. Really trying to integrate a ritual, like a sacred ritual and practice with, so that way you are remaining balanced, really, again, with this groundedness and balance um, calling like us coming through in terms of just really not becoming too swayed in one side of the spectrum or the other. And that like goes into even like our energy centers, right? There's underactive expression versus overactive expression, and trying to find the neutrality and the balance within that expression within each energy center. Yeah, neutrality and balance within each of your energy centers, and finding out like what are the causes those imbalances are just noticing when they occur, the imbalance. Like with our root, for example, when we start feeling insecure or unrooted, really finding that groundedness, meditation again, stillness, breath work, yoga, anything that brings us back into our body and rootedness, and things like that. Like with our throat chakra, for example, if it's under functioning and underactive, you're gonna stay silent. You're gonna make the voice small. Versus if it's overactive, you're gonna like yell or scream or express or just try to speak over others or project that voice outward. Versus if there's a neutral voice, there's time to listen. There's also time to talk, and you feel confident when you speak, and you feel good in your expression, and you're sure like that expression. And even if there's fear there, you move through that because there's a balance in you that you trust, and your expression and the power in your throat chakra and being able to express in that way, being able to express vocally. Um, so yeah, those are examples. Um, so yeah, all of this is just saying like tap into what's causing imbalances within, what's causing those resistances and blockages that are just like keeping you from that like next peak. Like you're almost there, and it's just like this one next step. It's just like little thing you gotta, one next little task you gotta do, and tap into to blossom and bloom and evolve into this thing that you're already destined to be. Um, and so have no fear. I say as I make peace with the walk, and you're being called and led, and just I feel calling. Like this is I did coming out here to record. I haven't recorded in a month. I just kind of like I'm like, I'll go back to it when I'm, feeling called. And that was the moment I felt called, and I was just chilling, journaling, reading, and minding my business. And now I am talking to whoever is witnessing this video. So yeah, that is how something comes from the ether into the realm that we're able to witness and be impacted by in some way. I'm grateful to be a channel and portal in that way, and to just show up and express and feel, and get to take this moment as well. This is like a moment of truth. Really. So yeah, this is like a moment of stillness for me, truly. Um, this just feels so. See, when you're moving in your purpose and your power, there isn't like a sense of burnout or exhaustion. It's like you feel more empowered when you're doing it. And so that's like an indicator right there. When you're doing something and you're tapping into that wisdom of your body and your essence and your energetic um, that frequency and vibration, um, and really tapping into your full power. And then we're playing it small, really tapping in and understanding like you're a whole ethereal being with a light body that feels things, and you could feel things even deeper, more potentially, by slowing down and giving yourself that honesty and that time to really feel out your truth of this entire vessel and being who you've been manifested and incarnated to be here. But there's so much more power within. Keep shedding those layers and growing and blossoming, because the more and more times you have those death and rebirth, like look at the snake, they keep growing. They get bigger and bigger. They get wiser and wiser. They integrate. Um, it's just you're in this process, this unraveling. I think you're being called to like move your body more, because moving your body more allows for that energy, that stagnant energy, to like come through, and it allows it to just be moved through really. So like ecstatic dance or go work out or run or um yeah, I don't know, like do some jumping jacks, go swimming, do what you are capable and able and feeling called to do that will feel good for your body and your being. And even if you don't feel like it, do it. Because once you start doing it, you'll understand why you did it. And so trust the process, trust that step, trust taking that step, and the rest will fall into place. I say, as the butterfly flutters over. uh, Thank you, Spirit. Thank you to whoever is witnessing and watching and listening. And yeah, I empower you to listen to your inner guidance, trust yourself, trust what you are being called to do, know what no one else is leading or guiding you to do. No one knows what you need better than you. And as long as you are stable and grounded and moving through life as you intend without harm to self or others, keep going. Keep moving, keep moving. What's that song? Keep moving. If I need to listen to this. Keep moving. Keep moving. Get in your groove. Maybe you need to go dance. Just, I don't know. Move your body in some way. Yoga, exercise, breath work, anything that feels good for you and that allows you to release. Even self massage. Self massage is good. Like self massage all over the places you feel tense. Tapping, you keep tapping maybe, reframing and helping rewire that mind body integration again. All these practices, there's so many tools and resources that you can do that don't cost a thing. Like we have so many resources that are at our disposal right now. So you have no excuse other than your own limitations and no more excuses. Let those go. We are taking accountability, responsibility, moving forward with our lives, allowing ourselves to play and create and express authentically, and yeah, making connections through that and getting to just be a being in the midst of the rest of reality and my calling. So I will leave it there. I am sending my deepest, warmest, best. I am sending my heart, my love. And I wish you well during the season and the next steps for you, and I hope to see you soon. Bye. Keep moving, keep moving.